Good evening, everybody. You know who it is. It is your boy. That's right. It is your boy, Marcus A. Wright. Check it out. Today on live, we're going to talk about adaptability. Adaptability. You have an emotional intelligence and you have adaptability intelligence. And in all honesty, you need both to get to where you're trying to go. So, in adaptability, because I'm certified in adaptability, thanks to AQAI, AQAI. Uh, Ross Thornley is the gentleman that created it, and I want to thank him for that. And I went and spoke with him over the phone, and I signed up for his course, and I became certified in the adaptability intelligence. One of the biggest things that, in my opinion, that is going to move forward in the world today. Here's why. The thing that we as people have to understand is that the world is constantly changing. It's evolving every single day. Whether you believe in global warming or not, the climate is changing. The ice caps in the Antarctic are melting. I live in Chicago, and Christmas Day it was 60 degrees. 60 degrees in Chicago. I've been alive 52 years, man. I never heard of 60 degrees in Chicago on Christmas Day. But we're not talking about the climate or the world. We're talking about change that's occurring in the workforce. I'm talking about change that's occurring in your daily life. I'm talking about change that occurs to make you, force you to adapt, maybe when you're not ready. That's the whole point of adaptability quotient, or adaptability intelligence. The world, from a technological perspective, is evolving like crazy. Look at McDonald's. What is McDonald's doing? McDonald's has a restaurant that is 100% run by machines using AI. They didn't hire people to take orders and do the specific things at the restaurant. This whole thing is completely running from an AI perspective. That's change. That's basically, if you want to look at it, technology evolution. And things are only going to change more and more with AI just happening everywhere. So, are you ready for a change? Are you ready to move into that next generation or that next technology generation that's going to affect your job, your business, my business, and everybody's business in the world? And that is going to be affected by just evolution. Let's look at 1901 to 2001. That's 100 years that occurred. And so much change from 1901 to 2001. We went through world wars. We had new technology advances. We went through a Great Depression. So many things occurred, and people had to adapt in order to survive. But the difference is, during that time frame, that 100 years, they were able to adapt because things were changing not so fast. It was a gradual change, kind of like, taking a ship, one of those cruise liners, when you go on a cruise and you're trying to turn that ship. It was a slow turn. Now let's fast forward life from 2001 to 2021. Let's even just accelerate it a little bit and go to 2023. Well, in 2001, we survived the Y2K. And I know for some of these young people, they don't know what that is. But that was a time where they thought that when the world went to the year 2000, that all the computers and everything that was created and they were using, there was going to be an issue. So I worked at a company where we had to prepare all the computers and companies for Y2K to make sure that their systems didn't shut down when the year 2000 hit, because no one kind of knew if it was going to just start over and throw things off, or if it was just going to go forward and things would happen without an issue. And then in 2007, let's just talk about that. From 2001 to 2007, there were cell phones that were created. There was a company called BlackBerry that was out there. Everyone had their BlackBerry. I had a BlackBerry. We were all using them. But in 2007, a man named Steve Jobs, a company named Apple, created the iPhone. And when they created the iPhone, everything shifted. It changed. It changed so much that it was a technology leap. Because what he did was he created a phone that would put music in our pocket, the ability to call people in our pocket, and then eventually the ability to surf the internet in our pocket instead of walking around with laptops and being chained to a desk with desktops. But from 2007 to just 2012, what a shift. Those phones got faster. The ability to surf the internet on them was better. The iPad came out. So what was the point of having a laptop? Because you could do everything in your hand. You could literally walk around and do everything you needed in your hand without even plugging a computer around or plugging into Ethernet to connect to internet at home. But then fast forward some more to 2023. This phone and so many other phones, the Google phones, the iPhones, the Samsung phones, all those different phones that are out there and those tablets that are out there, you can do everything you need constantly on the go. So what's happening? Technology is changing at an accelerated pace. Accelerated. And now we've introduced AI to a point where people can use ChatGPT to pretty much write everything. To ask a question and the answer pops right up. Now, from there, let's fast forward to 2033. In the next 10 years, the concept, the thought is things are going to change to the point where we're going to have 100 years of change in the next 10. Can you keep up with that? Will you be able to adapt to that? Will you be able to navigate through all of those changes? Well, I'm here to talk a little bit about that because I am an adaptability coach and like I said, I'm certified in adaptability. And what we do is we measure adapting by ACE, which is ability, character, and environment. We measure ability. What is your ability like? Can you change when change happens? Like things are constantly changing. I just told you the iPhone has just evolved to a point that it's unbelievable with the tablets. And I'm just not just talking about Apple. Android is the same way. And then next there'll be something else and then something else. And now they got phones that fold and then they're going to have glasses where you probably won't even take them off and be able to get your answers right there. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that technology is constantly evolving. So your ability to look at things when they're changing will determine how you can move forward. Now, I also look at things from your character perspective. Who can adapt and will you adapt? Your character, looking at you, how you handle those things, and then your environment, because everybody's environment is going to change. Our work environment, our home environment, our life in general, it's going to change. Everything is just going to keep changing. Are you ready for it? So here's the thing I'm going to say. If we do, I'm going to say just 5 simple things, we may be able to be better at adapting. But I'm here to coach you through that if you need it. One is to accept change, to recognize and identify that things are changing. And look at yourself as you're changing and accept that those things are changing and look at how you can be prepared when they change. That's one. 2, I'm going to tell you, you probably need to not get so emotional. This is where the emotional intelligence part comes in, right? Because you have to separate your emotions from being so emotional, but to be able to reason and to think about things as they're occurring. Accept and acknowledge how you feel as those things are changing. Because if you adapt and you accept and acknowledge how you feel when things are changing, it will help you move forward. It'll help you to recognize change. Here's the other thing that I would tell you: when things happen, you have to make a decision. Meaning, if you accept and acknowledge, then when you look at things, you can make a decision. And making a decision to move in a direction that you need to is very important. Because if you make that decision to say, guess what? No matter what's happening, I'm going to learn this new technology. I'm going to learn these new skills. I'm going to learn how to accept certain things that are occurring in the world today. Then guess what? That will help you to be a better person, and it will help you to adapt to change. Then, if you definitely look at yourself and believe in your abilities, I'm saying believe in your own abilities, the gifts that you have. Slow things down for yourself and start to look forward. And just be ready. That's number 5. Stay ready. Because change is inevitable. There's no way to stop it. There's no way to slow it down. There's no way to say that it's not going to happen. There's no way to say, hey, you know what? Just because the world is changing, I'm going to ask y'all to hold up a minute. Just hold up 1 minute. Give me a second to catch up. Guess what? That'll never happen. So you need to be ready to make that shift and that change in everything that you're doing. It is inevitable. There's no way to slow it down. There's no way to do anything about it except for to move forward. So what I implore you to do is to accept, acknowledge, make a decision, definitely believe and know yourself, and be ready for whatever's coming. Now, that's hard to say, to be ready for whatever's coming. That's just deep in itself, because you can't just make things be, perfect for yourself, but you can always stay prepared for the change. Because see, we accepted the change with the cell phones, because if you look at it, you go back to the 70s when most people couldn't even afford a cell phone. But then they had a bag phone, or they had a handheld phone that was so big that you could probably make 1 or 2 calls, and that was it. Then they went to two-way paging, and then cell phones came out where it's affordable for everyone. The next thing you know, they made cell phones just like computers, but you're able to take them with you. So the question is, for you, for me, for all of us, as the world changes, will I be ready? As the world changes, can I accept change? As the world changes, actually, will I be able to adapt? Because there's no way for me to slow it down. There's no way for me to stop it. There's no way for anything to slow that down, stop it, get in the way of it. Nothing at all. You just got to be ready. You got to be ready. So, I have a course that's all about adapting to help you to get ready, because your job is going to change as well. As a matter of fact, what I will tell you is there's going to be thousands of jobs not in the world today in the next 10 years. Thousands. Thousands are going to go away. And those jobs are going to go away not because, they just want to eliminate them. They're going to go away because of the technology advancement. And because technology is going to advance so far, some of the jobs that we do today, we won't need to do tomorrow. Just like if you do your studying throughout history, if you look in the past, well, they had the person come over and deliver ice to you. Well, no one comes by to your house and brings you ice anymore. They had the milkman come into your house. Well, some places may still have it, but most places don't. We go to the grocery store and get that. So that job was eliminated. Those two jobs were eliminated. I can only imagine what's going to come to the future, but I can tell you this. When I was a teenager, I worked at McDonald's. That was my first job, my first real job, because I was hustling back in the day. But when I say hustling, I ain't talking about hustling like that. I worked at a car wash and I did a few other things. But just imagine, I worked at McDonald's. I fast forward now at 52 years old. McDonald's has an automated restaurant where everything is done by machines, not by any people. There's no people in there making hamburgers. There's no people in there cooking anything. It's all a machine. It's kind of make you wonder, what else is going to change? How many other restaurants will I go to and I won't be able to see a person or talk to someone? It's going to be machines. So if you're not prepared to change what you're doing now and learn the new skills that could be coming in the very near future, you won't be able to make any money. You won't be able to take care of yourself. So adapting is not easy, but it can be coached. And we all must be ready to adapt. So I'm going to continue this series next week about adapting, and I'm going to go more into it. But what I would like to tell you is, if you need help adapting, I have a course for you to assist you, to guide you, to help you, because I went through the course myself. And it was profound and eye-opening. It taught me a lot about me, and it taught me a lot about how I adapt. So you can reach out to your boy at marcusaright.com, therightmentality.com. You know how to find me, Right Mentality, on all social media. So it's been your boy, Marcus A. Wright, on LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. I'm just going to ask you to have a great day. Peace. And I'm out.